Elena, you work for Anna's newspaper, Novaya Gazeta, and you had once said in an interview with The Guardian that she inspired you to become an investigative reporter. And I was wondering if you could talk about her legacy and what she means for Russian journalism, particularly for the new generation, which is your own.
Yeah, sure. First, let me to correct you while you said that 17 journalists were assassinated after Putin came to power. Actually, it's more than 200.
Assassinated?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of them are regional journalists, so that not so well known, and maybe that's why you don't have information. But the point is that, like, murders of journalists is kind of part of Russian reality. About her legacy, the strange thing that during her lifetime there were, I mean, it's a hard thing to say, but I should. It was a lot of skepticism from journalistic community to her work and to my newspaper as well. It was kind of not bad years for journalism. I mean, it was bad years for journalism, but not bad years for journalists, because they had nice salaries and life was cool. Now it's much tougher because sanctions partly, and now we have much more attention to our work. And the thing that really amazing me, that despite really tough conditions for journalism in Russia, every year we have lots of young guys and girls, trainees who came to Novaya Gazeta and who really want to do nice work, lots of them. And they all read Anna articles. And I mean, it's really strange, but it's amazing.
Can you tell the audience a bit about Novaya Gazeta, what makes it so special? Because it's one of the last remaining independent media outlets in Russia.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, and do correct my figures if I'm wrong here, that there have been 7 journalists after Anna from the newspaper that were killed? Or is it even
After
higher?
Anna, we have, like, let me count, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have 3 more staff members murdered in our news office. So we are last independent national newspaper in Russia. And why we still exist, we are co-owned. So we own our own shares. And we elect our chief editor and editorial board once in 2 years. There are a lot of great people working there. I mean, it's a big honor for me to be a part of such a great team. But yeah, from time to time we have murders and threats. And actually, when Anna was murdered in 2006, Natalia Estemirova replaced her. She was a friend of Anna, and she was working for Chechen Memorial Society, and she helped Anna a lot in field work in Chechnya. So then Anna was murdered. Natalia Estemirova replaced her. She wrote a lot of articles for us using pseudonym, but she was murdered like 3 years after Anna's death. And now my colleague Elena Kostyuchenko continues their work, and she got lots of threats as well, so we're really scared. But besides Elena, we have 2 more female correspondents working on North Caucasus. And the point that we try to make is that assassination of journalists are not effective, because you kill one, you got some more. And I would like to say it works, but it doesn't. But we still like our jobs. It sounds weird, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Is this part of it that it's a sense of mission?
is it part of what?
That it's a sense of mission, it's a sense of duty to the society.
I mean, I think it's part of professional risk, I guess. I mean, journalism is not that the most dangerous job, like policeman is dangerous job, fireman is dangerous job. I mean,
I don't know, 200 you said were murdered, that's pretty
yeah,
dangerous.
but there are lots of journalists in Russia. The country is huge. So, I mean,
I find this encouraging. I don't know if it's something you want to talk about publicly, but the sort of protections. I've been in safety trainings with people from your newspaper. Is safety and defensive tactics a very big part of the job? And are there stories that you just won't touch because you know they're just too dangerous?
no, we try to avoid self-censorship, because self-censorship actually is the main censorship that we have in Russia. It's not like Putin calling chief editors every morning and like, don't write about that. Actually, the worst thing about Russian journalism is like people started to guess what authorities don't like, and this is really insane. But I had some issues myself, and I found out that like if somebody orders your murder, there is no real way to protect yourself. I mean, you can only change the price of murder, because if you have a bodyguards around you, so it's gonna be a little bit more expensive, but it's not like gonna decline the murder. So, I mean, it's not the real thing you can influence on. I mean, of course, like we have some protective techniques, and we try not to make the job of assassin very easy. But it's not like it's really influence on our decisions, because like, I mean, like we all gonna die anyway.
It's true.
Yeah. So, come on.
But you're not particularly careful about accepting cups of tea on airplanes or in the presence of police.
It's always Aeroflot, by the way. The tea comes on.
The tea's poisonous, whether or not they put anything in it.
It's funny you mentioned that. I mean, I was poisoned myself once. Not by authorities, but by criminal gangs connected with authorities. And after that, I try not to drink like tea and not to eat some food from another people. But you cannot really live and work in a field like that for a long time. So I was like super precautious for half a year, and then like, okay.
Pretty normal.
Yeah.